check out the rest of the lineup. It's actually our largest programming lineup ever. There's things that just world premiered at the Telluride Film Festival, at the Venice Film Festival. I mean, we are showing world-class global cinema at this festival right here in the Hudson Valley.
Thank you for joining us for the Woodstock Film Festival podcast, Let's Talk Film. I'm your host, Adam Shartoff, and my co-host actually today is Amanda Naseem, who is the shorts programmer for the festival, as everybody knows. And the film festival will take place imminently, like on starting Wednesday night, October 15th, running through the 19th in Woodstock, Saugerties, Rosendale, and Kingston. Visit woodstockfilmfestival.org for details and for tickets. And again, my guest today is my co-host, Amanda Naseem, shorts programmer for the festival. And she was smart enough to program a short documentary called Honky Tonk Wednesdays, which, Al, you are the filmmaker. Let's just bring you right into it and we can talk about the films. I could read the description, but we could just talk about it instead. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great. I've had, it's like off my bucket list now. I'm co-hosting a podcast with Amanda Naseem. I'm such a fan of yours. I think you're
Thanks,
such a
Adam.
great
Right back at
interviewer.
you.
Yeah. And boy,
I'm
did
a fan too, for the record.
Al, I really enjoyed watching. I had, of course, watched it in advance. What a fun film you made.
Thanks. Appreciate it. It is fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, let's for those who aren't familiar with Honky Tonk Wednesdays, Al, why don't you tell us what that is?
It's a dance at a VFW where a live band plays country classics. And it's the idea is based off this event that happens in Nashville, and this guy Connor Kennedy, who I know very well now, was going down there, and he was like, "This would be really fun to bring to Kingston." And they reached out to the VFW, or they showed up rather, and talked to this guy Jack, and he let them put this event on every Wednesday because, as he said, we got nothing else going on Wednesdays. And it took off. And, it was supposed to be like a few weeks, I think, in July, like 3 years ago. And it's still going on. And they mostly do it over the summers, but they'll do a Thanksgiving show. They'll do it, they're all like, the thing is, they're all incredible musicians. As you said, John Sebastian plays with them. Cindy Cashdollar plays she's part of the band. Brian Mitchell comes in. I think Joan Osborne has been there.
They kind of all, it's good.
So, yeah, and it's like Connor's described it as this kind of camp event. Like there's a camp aspect to it, which is, goes from like the fact that they're all playing covers to the wood paneling at the VFW, and it's pretty special.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add too, for anybody who's not quite sure what a honky tonk is, this is a laid back social event for working class people. So I think it's actually a really interesting group of people who sort of comes together like a cross section of the community in Kingston and Ulster County. Al, you want to tell us a little bit more about who shows up for the honky tonk and how many people do you get in there?
They have to cap it at a certain amount. Like the last time I went, it was completely sold out, and there was like a line waiting for people to leave. As people left, other people could go in.
Wow.
And I know Connor's mom, and she was sticking by that, capacity number and wouldn't let me sneak in.
Connor's family helps run the event, right? She's at the door, isn't she?
Yeah. She runs the tickets.
Mama.
Mike's usually hanging. His dad's usually hanging behind her with like some ice cream. She gets up and sings sometimes too. She gets up on the stage, or not the stage, but she gets up there with the band and sings. She's great. But from my perspective, I went, and it's like, you know, I said it's like walking down a city street. It's just like a cross section of everyone you kind of run across in Kingston, which it is itself a pretty diverse place. I think it's been historically. And yeah, it's what I found special about it was just that you couldn't pin down the crowd showing up. It wasn't like, oh yeah, these are like the two-steppers, or like these are like
Hmm.
the new city transplants who moved here. It's like everyone.
Well, my partner, she runs or co-runs a story slam further north up in Catskill, New York, every month. And we're finding is that what started off as a group of middle-aged people convening every first Thursday of the month at the Avalon Lounge, may as well plug it. It turned into this kept growing, and the largest number of people that were starting to come were younger people, and I think what I see in common is the need to get out and engage with each other. And, I mean, I think the area is kind of already sort of, predisposed to some degree socially. But if you go to like the Kingston Farmers Market, there's another example of that. But it's like, it's what people are thriving for. Or the reason why it's thriving is because people are kind of, I don't want to say desperate, but there's a basic need to kind of mingle together, and to dancing is a perfect way to do it. Of course, it transcends all languages and politics and everything else.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and this in particular was like a certain, I mean, I feel like the whole country is going through like a certain recipe where everyone was holed up for a while because of the pandemic. And then
Right. Right.
along with that, a bunch of people like relocated. Um, and yeah, I feel like people are dying to get out and have a little fun with each other.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean,
So
oh,
you,
they always are, but like, you know, to the nth degree,
Yeah.
at least like a couple years ago, even still.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've been really interested in sort of this process of like rural gentrification that we've been seeing in Ulster County and other parts of the Hudson Valley. And so
film explores that. You're right. Sorry
yeah,
to interrupt you. Go ahead.
yeah, the film explores that a little bit, and I think just going to the event is a way to sort of start understanding that, because it's like an approachable place for all different kinds of people to come together. So you're sort of seeing like who's here now, you know? Um, and also people, I think through your interviewing, Al, speak pretty honestly too about the area and what's happening lately.
Yeah, I threw that question at them, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just here to have fun." But then they would kind of like just spill their guts about how they felt. It was pretty. I have that effect on
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
You do. You could be the third co-host, and then we wouldn't even have a guest on this
Yeah.
episode.
Dangerous. It's dangerous for the person speaking.
Yeah. And I think I just want to mention too that I think
Yeah.
Connor Kennedy and then sort of, the generation a bit older than him with John Sebastian and Cindy Cashdollar, all of them together sort of brings out a multi-generational crowd too. And I think like
Right.
Connor's sort of representing like the next sort of moment of like Woodstock music in a big way. And so it's amazing that this event is popping off.
Right. Well, again, yeah. I mean, they have these older musicians and the younger ones have such a mutual respect, and they have
Hmm.
they all have in common is a love of performing together, and that kind of music, which makes people dance, is such a pleasure for everybody to be able to perform. But they're all such pros. And and you shot in 16 millimeter.
It looks like that, right? No,
Does look at it's just not.
I've shot a
We can
camera called the
skip.
Iconoscope, which I love talking about. So cut me off if I keep going.
Oh,
But
please do.
it's based on 16. So I'm shooting on old 16 millimeter lenses. It's like this ingenue, like it was this
Oh,
workhorse of the 60s and 70s. It's like a zoom lens, and it works really well in low lights. Like everyone used it. Um, and yeah, the camera is not a film camera. I couldn't afford that because I kind of wanted to do this by myself. But it's a digital camera, but it's meant to look like 16, and it does have a really special look. It's not like a normal digital like Alexa or like whatever people are using now, Red. So it's got a lot of character built into the look. We didn't have to do much in the grade to get it to what it is. Um, and it's just practical too. It's a really small camera. It's kind of disarming. And that was kind of my whole approach, like a one-man band. I stuck the mic on top of it. Uh, I'm blanking on the name, but I was
Well,
referencing like a few different docs that kind of took that approach, where you don't have a crew making everything look good. You're just kind of showing up with a camera, and like I feel like that's kind of what leads to people being themselves or being able to be themselves much quicker, opposed to having someone stick a camera with a light in their face, which I did with a wedding light. But yeah, it was kind of
It
an
looks
approach.
great though, and it does keep. I'm
does.
almost like, I wonder if I should be admitting like that I completely bought that it was 16 millimeter because it just has that obviously that grainy quality and it's very warm feeling and it just fits and it feels like low budge and indie and it fits the mood of what you're trying to create really well. So good for you for kind of you know,
Yeah, we pushed it in
you,
that direction because I felt like it was appropriate given the subject matter and like the vibe of what
right.
Connor created. Um, but it's also just like using old glass, like that's what you're looking through, and that's what it feels like.
Yeah. While we're on the subject, Amanda, do you know? I know it's not a short technically, but it's again, Honky Tonk Wednesdays is playing with another documentary, right, on Wednesday night, called Opryland USA: A Circle Unbroken. Excuse me, A Circle Broken, directed by Brandon Vestal. Do I have the name right?
Yeah, you got that right.
You want to talk just a little bit about that while we're hanging out?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm super excited we can do a double feature. It's not going to be too long of a runtime. This is a shorty feature. It's about 70 minutes. And this is about the unexpected closure of the Opryland USA theme park in Nashville. So this was the center of Nashville. It was beloved. 70% of the population of the United States lived within 600 miles of this theme park. And so it was extremely popular over the years. I went there as a girl in the 90s and I remember having a great time. But it was also where a ton of Broadway performers started out. Like seriously, extremely talented singing and dancing and honoring the traditions of American country music. And private equity ruined the whole thing, bought it up, made it into a mall, and the community was heartbroken. So
Hmm.
we're gonna watch Opryland USA: A Circle Broken as well, and the director and producer of that film are gonna join us too. We'll talk to Al, we'll talk to Cindy Cashdollar and John Sebastian for post-screening Q&A.
Very exciting. Very
What's the
exciting.
I have one question about Opryland. What's the story with like the archival? Because he got a bunch of footage, right?
Oh, yeah, it is. So there's incredible archival in this film. And it's interesting because it's in the context of a theme park. Um, but in the beginning of the film, you understand that a lot of the archives for the original Opryland, or sorry, the Grand Old Opry, were lost in a fire.
Hmm.
So the film explores that a little bit too. But yeah, it's incredible, like 70s to 90s footage, amazing country performance footage, lots of regular American people trying to have an awesome summer vacay there. So I think the crowd from Honky Tonk Wednesdays is really going to enjoy Opryland too.
Yeah, I got to go. Actually spent a lot of time in
You?
Nashville. Yeah, I got married in Nashville, so not at Opryland, but I did get I kind of did a tour of it back in the mid 90s, something like that.
That's rad, Adam.
Yeah. Um, like Opryland, the marriage too did not last. But anyway, on
Equity
that note,
man.
Sorry.
let's mention we mentioned John Sebastian and Barb and excuse me and Cindy Cashdollar, but why don't we and we mentioned Connor Kennedy, but there was also and Brian Mitchell, and there are so many familiar friends. Everybody knows these guys. They're people love these musicians.
Lee
Will Bryant,
Falco,
Lee Falco
yeah,
on the drums,
Brandon Morrison.
and our friend Brandon Morrison on the bass. Such a great band and of local luminaries. So people will definitely need to get over to the Assembly in Kingston on Wednesday night and enjoy this evening. And then you get to get down with DJ
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
DJ
Thank
pretty
you for
good.
so many
Pretty
little
great.
facts. Pretty great. Pretty fantastic. Um, yeah. So, and then you get to, so bring your questions and bring your thoughts and come on out.
Looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be
Yeah,
really cool. I was just going to say, I think it's going to be like, it's like a film that was made here. I just want to reiterate this. It was a film that was made here about a film
Hyper
here,
local.
and it's playing here to like a local crowd. And there's these stories like when Bruce Brown. This is unrelated, but Bruce Brown would like do these like surf shorts, and like all the surfers would watch them and like jeer and laugh. And I feel like, you know, and it became like a thing, and I feel like it's going to be the same thing with this, where like everyone who is at this event is going to like see themselves on screen, and I feel like they're going to be like laughing, and I feel like it's going to be a very active screening. It's not going to be like you're in a quiet dark room respecting the medium, which is like what
Agreed.
I'm really looking forward to.
Home movies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was kind of like that was like my quote philosophical approach. Like I wanted it to feel like a home movie.
Well, mission accomplished.
I'll just add a little tidbit here. The Opryland USA film reveals that Dippin' Dots originated at the Opryland USA theme park. Our beloved Dippin' Dots.
Oh, they're from outer
Oh, yes.
space.
That was their first account, was Opryland USA.
Now, are you talking about the waterways in the hotel? Do I know what you're talking about?
No, the
I
ice
guess
cream.
not.
The night
Dippin'
like that
Dots is, yeah, it's like
generational thing.
bioengineered ice cream and little tiny balls.
Oh, okay. I had no idea what you're doing because if I remember correctly, in the hotel in Opryland, there were like you could like there were waterways you could like because it's like this
That makes
huge,
sense.
and you could row your like through the hotel. I maybe I'm
Yes,
misremembering,
it seems
and there
bonkers
could be
to what
ducks
a
in there too.
closest thing. They built a 3,000 room hotel with
Right?
an attached convention center
Yeah.
in addition to the theme park,
Right.
and then
Well,
decided
yeah, and
it
the
should be a
theme park was
mall.
the first thing to go down the tubes, if I remember correctly. But I
I
could
feel
be
like
wrong.
Disneyland probably came in and sabotaged it.
Well, something you know what? A lot of the film, the sort of the original, thinkers behind the whole Opryland USA project, they talked about why it's better and different than Disneyland, honestly. There were a lot of people who like preferred Opryland USA over, heading on all the way down to Orlando. But I think the theme park kind of didn't have physical land to continue growing on to add another roller coaster or whatever they wanted, however they wanted to expand it, because the hotel and the convention center were there.
Right. It's insane. Uh, Oh
So
well.
at some point they couldn't keep growing the park.
Yeah. Oh well. That's too bad. Um, but
They
now
should
we
have
have the
taken over Action Park in New Jersey.
but we are left with a very fine documentary. So
Indeed.
that's the good news. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Al. Thank you so much, Amanda. And people should head over to woodstockfilmfestival.org and get tickets for Wednesday night before it's completely sold out, and for the
Yes.
rest of the festival as well.
Yeah, while you're there, please check out the rest of the lineup. It's actually our largest programming lineup ever. There's things that just world premiered at the Telluride Film Festival, at the Venice Film Festival. I mean, we are showing world-class global cinema at this festival right here in the Hudson Valley.
Congratulations, Amanda, on really
Thank you.
knocking it out of the ballpark there with your programming. Well done.
Gus Van Sant, Noah Baumbach, Michael Madsen in his
Oh,
last
there's
feature, Concessions.
yeah. I talked to that
What else?
filmmaker. Yeah, yeah. It's going to be a fantastic festival. Thank you guys for so much.
Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
No, I like the enthusiasm. That was fantastic.